Hi, welcome to Tête-à-Tête, a destination for watch lovers where we discuss people in the watch industry with fascinating stories. I'm Sarah Behman, and today we have Pierre Biver. What is your official position in Biver Watches?
So today, per my business card, it says CEO. The truth is we're a very horizontally organized structure. I think my father is really the leader in thought and gives us the direction, and then I make sure that the operations follow and handle the teams. I wouldn't say that I'm a real CEO because we're such a small brand. I'm just maybe the captain of the team.
Or you actually, in fact, I think the smaller the company, the more hats you wear. So you could be HR, legal, DJ, resident DJ,
barman.
Yes, barman. Our team was trying to learn more about you, and we went to your Instagram, and we know because of previous research that you had an Instagram full of pictures of other watches. Mm-hmm. Recently, you've bleached your Instagram page.
Indeed.
Was that intentional, and why so?
I think that when I had this Instagram where I used to post a lot of watches that I collected or that I looked up to, it was something very personal and dedicated to what I was doing at that time, which was working in the vintage watch world, and I'd say the secondary market, acting as a very small scale dealer. Mm-hmm. And then, when creating the brand, we knew that because of the name and the personal relationship within the brand and ourselves, my father and I, that we were going to be also looked at as ambassadors of some sort of the brand.
Okay, fine.
So in a way, I not regret it, but obviously it's nice to show that although we have a brand, we're still open-minded and we love collecting. That's why most of the time, we still buy watches, we still collect.
Certainly.
But for the launch and the first few months, I wanted to keep something that is very corporate so that people really get a feel of who's behind the project, and that we're involved and that there's this identity building up.
So do you have a secret Instagram page?
Yes, I do.
Oh my God. I thought so. I thought you definitely, I'm like, no way, he's 22, 23. He must have a secret one, like a weird acronym, not Pierre Biver.
Exactly. But then even my, let's say, very public Instagram, Pierre Biver, I don't, a secret is that I don't have...
you don't manage it?
I don't manage it. I go a few times myself, but most of the time it's my wife who handles it.
Oh!
My future wife.
Yeah.
And that is because I spend too much time on social media, and also just as a sort of protection from all this world that can be harsh sometimes. So I decided to say, you know what, I put social media aside and I just focus on what I love.
What you said actually leads to two very good questions that I have. One, you have a future wife coming.
Yes.
Was she nervous to meet the legendary JCB? And how is he as a father-in-law?
He's a really good father-in-law,
really?
I have to say.
Does he dictate like how the wedding should be?
Not at all.
Nothing.
That's really my mother.
Oh, wow.
My father's just, as long as you're happy.
That is so romantic of JCB.
But no, I don't think she was that nervous.
No, she wasn't?
I think she was more nervous about my mother.
Oh my. Because
my father is this, he's this very relaxed person outside of work, very, very open-minded, very happy, always positive. Maybe sometimes too at ease. So that can be
difficult for your mother, I can imagine.
Yes, but no, she wasn't that nervous, I think.
Okay, so it was more the mother-in-law.
Yes.
Okay, and the second question I had about why you took a step back from social media is you have a problem, or you struggle with doubts. Mm-hmm. Right? This is something you and your father share. Mm-hmm. And so can you explain more about that? You struggle with doubts in terms of am I making the right decision? Is it a lot of anxiety around decision making, or how does that manifest?
So I think doubt is just questioning the decisions we make, and at least for me, I cannot speak for my father, but for my part, it's really questioning the decisions I've made, because often I take decisions very quickly. I do everything with my guts. I don't think so much, but when I think about something or I see something, I straight away go into it. So then obviously you question yourself a lot, and this sometimes leads to good changes, and at the last moment you say, you know what, actually no. Sometimes you just keep on going. But I think with this kind of taking a step back from social media, it's more about if I am in the situation where I would like to justify, I see a comment that says, the watch is this and that. I have so much of me that's in that project, in that brand, so
It's
much
hard,
energy, you know, all my heart, all my sweat, my blood, sweat and tears into this project, that I feel like I have to answer.
Yeah.
And obviously answering is not, you shouldn't, and it's not a good show. And also, you know, you also have to take the good and the good criticism and the bad criticism. But it's sometimes hard for me to handle the fact that I have to stay silent when I actually have, you know,
a good response. Otherwise, you would be the Kanye or Elon Musk, which leads us back to the fact that I looked at all your followers and I tried to see what famous people you might be inspired by. Elon Musk fan page was one of the pages you follow. Actually, maybe your wife likes Elon Musk.
No,
that's you?
All my followers, it's me.
Okay, so are you a fan of Elon Musk?
No.
No?
I mean, yes and no. It's not like I think about him every day.
That is sad.
Yes, that is sad. But I do, you know, these kind of pages, sometimes you get interesting quotes. And
okay, fine.
I don't know, I'm a bit of
a quote person?
Yeah, a quote person.
So are you happy that he took over Twitter?
You know what? I never used Twitter in my life, so I don't really have an opinion on that. I don't know what it was before. I don't know what it's going to be now.
Okay.
I just see from what I see from people like Kanye West.
Yeah.
You know, it leads to an interesting discussion. Do these platforms need to be completely free of?
Yeah.
Can you say anything you want?
Yeah.
Or then do you restrict? And what does it mean restrict? So, lots of political.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Like I think you know, there's never a right answer. I think I haven't reached the right answer yet as to what to do, especially when it comes to AI. And there's a movement now, I'm sure you know, where there's certain people that are trying to restrict AI and how pervasive it is. Especially, did you see the article that they wrote for The Economist, where Yuval Harari was like, basically he was raising awareness where AI needs to mention that it's AI. And then he wrote an article and then he wrote, this was written by a human being, or was it? And so that really was scary from that perspective. So I want to know, what are your thoughts on AI? And most importantly, have you used ChatGPT at all when creating Biver watches?
No.
But you have to be honest. Not even a caption.
Not even a caption.
Not even an automated response.
I haven't, and I am not aware of anybody using it. I'm not sure, you know, if you know, if our PR team or if any newspaper, whatever, have done it, but I'm not aware of it. What it is. Then I would say that again, the basic way I could answer is that I'm a bit biased because I watched the whole Black Mirror series. So, you know, I feel very scared of AI. I don't know if it's rightfully so or not, but I think, yes, you need to keep that human aspect about life. It just would be boring if robots would do everything. I see, because, you know, what we try to do in our professional life is put manual work, artisanal work back in the spotlight. So I'm a big believer of humans. Maybe we can find a way that AI can support us. Like technology supports us in making better, more interesting and you know, better quality things, but I don't think it should replace humans. To increase performance and effectivity. Exactly. So now that you've at such a young age, you've created Biver watches, are you ready to commit to an entire brand for the rest of your life and have that human empathy? Or do you think you'll follow in your father's legacy and promote other brands, or similar to what you've had before in your past life? So it's an interesting question. It's a question I had with we discussed this with my father, and it's true that it's a bit of anxiety. Imagine you're 23 years old and you're taking a step that, you know, if things go right, it will follow me for the rest of my life. You know, hopefully my kids will take over and I will one day pass away and this brand will still exist, hopefully.
Or live forever as an AI.
Exactly. But I would say that you never know. The key for that to happen is that, first of all, there's a brand that wants me to lead them. And secondly, that I have found somebody or a team in place at Biver that really know what my thought process, that we kind of blended into one. Maybe that can be AI. So that it replaces me in the right way. But then obviously I would say today there's a few brands which I would like, you know, except my brand, that I would like to
collaborate with,
to manage or
to
manage work for. But these brands, I don't think, you know, they're very well set in their path, so I don't think they need me anyhow, at least for the moment.
Well, you never know, actually, you never know.
Really.
But having that, so I can imagine when you, I'm not sure when the discussion started between you and JCB, his nickname,
Easier.
his
Acronym.
his street name. But when you were starting this discussion, were you, because I can imagine he has such a strong legacy, did that legacy and the weight of his name paralyze your decisions?
Yeah, obviously.
Right?
All the time.
Yeah.
Every day.
Oh.
But then you still have to get up and do something.
Exactly. I mean, it is a gamble no matter what you do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think the idea is, I'm sorry, it's going to be a boring answer. I'm trying to be fun, really, but but I think it's again this human values, respect, honesty, being humble, and just trying to do your best. And I think if you keep that in mind every day, and you wake up saying, today I'll do my best and I'll do it in a good way, well, I think you cannot.
You can't go wrong.
Fail, or you cannot wrong. And if you go wrong, it's done with all your heart.
Yeah.
And I always say, in regards to my father's legacy, well, this is my main mission in life.
Mm-hmm.
If I can build on top of that and build more, that would be great. But the minimum accepted is that I don't take anything away from his legacy. So it's a lot of pressure.
It is. But does going down this route, do you think you finally achieved being your father's favorite child? Do you think that is
my siblings? But I have to tell you that I have been since I was born.
Do you? Okay, I sense it, because there's no way they will invest.
No.
He would invest and sacrifice his name if you weren't the golden child.
I don't think I'm the golden child, actually.
Okay.
And I don't think he thinks that way. I think that we're a whole family, and all the siblings have different interests, different ways, different characters. But I think in many regards, I'm the one who grew up the closest to my father, and also the one with whom he shares the most common
interest. Okay.
So I think there's this particular. I think he communicates easier with me than with the others.
Okay.
So this communication leads to the fact that we're maybe closer, or that I'm the golden child.
Yeah.
But indeed, he has something more with me.
Actually,
and I use of that most of the
you should
time.
change your CEO to resident golden child.
Quite a good idea.
I know, you're welcome.
But I need to wait a few years till I can have that,
Yes, that faith.
That faith. Mm-hmm. For the moment, I need to show that I'm a bit humble.
Okay, fine. That's a good strategy. So now, if we're at the dinner table, a typical day at your household, what are you and JCB fighting about mostly?
What color the next dial should be.
Really?
How many watches do we want to produce? Who do we want to sell them to? That's now. Before it was, I don't agree, this is not a good watch, or we should buy this one, or those prices are wrong, or this and that.
So it's about watch collecting?
It's always about watches.
Really?
Or the watch industry.
Nothing else, like no TV show you guys are watching, you're like, I don't like this character.
Yes, but when my father's not there. When my father's there, it's only about watches. At least between the two of us.
Yeah.
And then we talk a lot about politics.
Oh, okay, fine.
We talk a lot about cars also.
Okay.
Very interested in cars. Then about our lives, just as a family. But we're very, apart from the watch thing, which is super geeky and weird, the rest is just like
normal.
Family.
So if I were to see how you were spending, how do you celebrate? Like, because you are a young person, but with such an wise, not old, wise soul. We're not ageists. How do you celebrate? Like when you sold, or when your watch was sold at auction for a great price, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So how did you celebrate?
So in that case, I didn't really celebrate because of my meeting here in Dubai.
You're
next
welcome.
day, I flew out at 9. So
Was it with us?
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. It was celebration enough.
Exactly.
In reality.
So I didn't really celebrate, although I drink mezcal.
Yeah.
So I love mezcal.
So that's how you celebrate?
That's how I celebrated, with two glasses of mezcal. I was quite happy.
You were quite happy.
But usually I would celebrate. We have this very, in Switzerland we drink quite a lot of alcohol, and especially in the watch industry.
I'm sure.
We start very early and finish very late often.
Yes.
So I think I would have done the regular...
Just a regular...
wine.
Yeah.
So beer, wine, strong alcohols, club, back home.
So
probably.
Club, what type of music do you listen to? This is what I really want to know.
I'm very boring, but I listen to everything.
So Justin Bieber?
Yeah, also it can
Oh,
happen
really?
if he,
Okay,
if he has a good song, why not?
Okay, so literally everything.
Also, it's different moods, you know, like before a launch or before an auction, I often listen to very intense techno music.
Okay.
Just because it gets me in the mood.
Yeah.
And then sometimes more hip hop, sometimes
But
more...
techno in the watch industry is actually very, like, you have so much energy, and then the watch industry is so slow.
Exactly.
So how do you calibrate?
I just go, you know, I have no idea how to answer that question. In fact, but what I say is that the watch industry is very slow and very traditional, but we are very dynamic and we always push everybody to be to double up on the speed and to take more vitamins in the morning to be a bit more to be a bit more energetic. But yeah, I think it's just a question about personality. You have to talk the talk and walk
the walk. Yes, there's a very nice quote that I love by, I forget his name. He was the one The Wolf of Wall Street was about.
Jordan Belfort.
Yes, and he was like, I think it was in his book, but not in the movie. And it was like, the way we worked at Wall Street was you have to party with the boys, but wake up with the men.
Yeah.
And I thought that was such
that's a pretty
good quote. You're
maybe
welcome.
Today in 2023 we need to adapt it for it to be more.
Party with with the AI.
Party with AI. Maybe that's tomorrow's version.
Party with AI. Okay, my final question for you for Tête-à-Tête is: have you ever been starstruck when meeting anyone famous?
Yes.
Or would you like? Is there someone you really would like to meet?
There are many people I really would like to meet, but. I'm thinking about the starstruck.
Not one person you were starstruck?
There's definitely, but I think there was so much going on in my head right now, I cannot remember.
Oh, okay. Okay, fine, then I'll swap it with another question. What is a lesson that you've learned starting a business at this age, but that you will never forget and is a guiding principle for you?
So, do you want a happy one or a sad one?
Both.
Okay, so I'll start with the sad one.
Okay.
At least we can end on a...
Yeah, on a happy note.
I think the sad one is just that people have a very short memory.
Okay.
You must always keep in mind that, you know.
That could be happy though. They will not forget.
In some cases, but I'm saying it in a negative way.
Yeah.
You know, people have short memory.
Yeah.
People are sometimes very short-sighted, and I think most importantly, you cannot expect from anybody else to behave the way you would behave. Because that's how deception happens.
Yeah,
sometimes people do and you're really happy.
Yeah.
But if you keep on projecting the way you would act on other people, you ultimately end up very disappointed.
That's true.
I think that's one of the lessons I learned, maybe just in life, but it coincides with this venture.
Yeah.
And one very positive thing is that there's no bigger joy than when you're working with people, you're a team, and you listen to them and you make them happy and they feel fulfilled and they feel committed and there's this energy. And when you achieve something like the sale of the watch, or when we launched and you know when we had the first orders and we came back to the office and told everybody, including the watch makers, this is where we're at, and we saw the happiness on their face. They had done their job, we had done ours, and this feeling of just being close to humans and give them a sense to their life is just amazing. So
collectively reaching a goal.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
I can
for
imagine.
The stars, I think, you know, I'm a big football fan.
Okay.
Or, you know, what the Americans call soccer.
Yes.
Although the real name is
Thank
football.
you. The real name is football.
Because you play with your foot.
Yeah. With soccer, I don't know how it came from, but there's no socks involved.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
But so I think some football players would definitely get me
on the
starstruck.
list. Yeah.
I have some people in the watch industry that I was
starstruck by.
Starstruck. I think François-Henri Benamias is one of them.
Yeah.
Definitely the first time I met him, you know, his energy and what he's done, I really respect what he's done. He's an amazing person. Philippe Dufour.
Yeah.
François Paul Journe. The few times I met all these people, and well, again, I'm a bit geeky and weird, so I get really into these kind of things. And then outside that, I think Jay-Z would be somebody that I would really want to spend some time with, especially that now he's becoming such
He's looking for friends, so maybe you can slide into his DM.
Now he's become such a seasoned collector of amazing watches.
Mark Wahlberg is another great seasoned collector.
And yeah.
Okay, well, if you ever meet them, or if you manage to be friends with Jay-Z, don't forget this interview that made you famous.
I'll take him with me to Dubai if I manage to become friends with him.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for joining us.